Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we are swatching the complete Rouge collection from XXVZ Nails. So if you love live swatches, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Right here is the info for the XXVZ Nails Instagram, and I'll have the website information down below along with the links to the polish. Thank you guys for joining me today. I am going to start out with a Milli. This one I feel is definitely a red, but there is so much tangy orange to it that it kind of comes off as a red orange. You know it's red, it identifies as red, but there is just that little bit of orange in it that gives it just like a really tangy vibe. So I am comparing it next to another polish so that you guys can see the orange hint to it compared to the other red, which is Flamedame. Now you guys have seen Flamedame before. I'll go ahead and link that information down below later in the later in the video because I have swatched Flamedame before, because it was part of a mixture of pretty polishes that I was sent for PR, as well as these. So here I'm just doing one coat of this polish. I will come back with 2 coats of everything, but as you guys can see, it really comes off really vibrant, really strong with its hue. So I am always excited about that. Now we are moving on to Flamedame, which even though I swatched it in the other video, I didn't swatch it together with this collection. And I want you guys to be able to see the comparisons side by side on my skin and in the bottles. So I am showing you Mild Sauce next to Flamedame because, like, if you remember from the other video, Flamedame was this super bright cherry red, and it's so cheerful and so pretty, but you wouldn't know it without it having something to compare to. So here on my ring finger, I am going in with just 1 coat of Flamedame. And yes, I am kind of sweet on this one because I didn't just swatch it. I also used it in one of my ManixMe videos. So I guess I should link that as well because I absolutely love it. And then here you can see on my fingers, you can see how red a Milli is compared to Flamedame. So, sorry, you can see how red Flamedame is compared to a Milli. Now we are moving on to Mild Sauce. I feel really bad because I think that I switched these 2 up when I was putting them together for a swatch, because I feel like upon application, Mild Sauce is a lot darker than I thought initially, but it's so pretty that it looks like it's just stunning compared to Red E. Red E is more red and more traditional red, very classic and nostalgic, whereas Mild Sauce has a little depth to it. So I really enjoyed this one because I'm like, is that my fall? Is that like my brick red? Is that what's happening here? And it makes me feel really good because I personally don't do well shopping for brick reds. I never find one that I'm particularly pleased with. So Mild Sauce, even though it's named Mild Sauce, really reminds me of a gorgeous brick red. It's not super dark to the point where it's going to be vampy, and it's not dull to the point where it's more of a clay than a red. So here I'm polishing that, just 1 coat on my middle finger, and I am going back in trying to get it as close to my cuticles as I could, just because I want it to cover the whole nail for a better comparison. So you guys can see how dark Mild Sauce is compared to the bright red of Flamedame and that orangey red of a Milli on my pinky. And next up we have Red E. So I personally, it's bizarre. I really didn't feel any type of way towards reds until I got to know the brand XXVZ, because the owner of this business is so cool. So Natasha is amazing. She took one color and focused her craft on it and completely came up with a ton of different shades and hues. It's actually really admirable for me, because I never would have thought that there was a shade of red for everybody. I just thought that red was red. So that comparison you guys just saw is Red E compared to Cruel Intentions. So on my index finger, I am polishing Red E. So as you guys can see, it's a very classy red, almost little black dress kind of red. And I think that I don't know which one is going to be my favorite, honestly, out of all of these, because they all have their own individual characteristics, yet they still fall into the category of red. It's wild, but it's so beautifully unique. So as you guys can see how classic Red E is compared to the depth of Mild Sauce, the brightness of Flamedame, and that tangy oranginess of a Milli. So we are coming down to our last of the polishes. This is Cruel Intentions, and I did swatch it before along with Flamedame. I found it to be a darker red, but not as dark as Mild Sauce. This one has more of like a drop of wine or a pinch of wine in it, and then you just have the red. So it's a little darker, but not enough for it to qualify as a whole nother color spectrum. It's more of a medium red. But I also like the fact that her formula is crazy smooth. So you guys saw how far away from my cuticle that I started, and her formula is so smooth that I was able to go back and go back and go back with the same brush without completely and totally spilling over my sidewalls. So yeah, that is beyond comparison for a huge big thing for me, because I don't like having to clean up at the end. So, end feelings about this collection. I think there's personally a red for everybody, and I hope that my swatches will help you facilitate finding your specific perfect shade. But these polishes are just $12.50 a piece, and they are 10 free, vegan, and cruelty free. So definitely worth taking a look. And I honestly feel like there's not enough good ways that I can tell you guys how much I love this polish brand. I am very much looking forward to seeing what Natasha comes up with next. That is it for me, guys. Thank you again for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And for all my nail fam and all the rest, take care of yourselves. Bye.